From a shot that broke a player's leg to a free kick traveling at over 300 kilometers an hour, these are the 25 most powerful shots in football history. And first, a rocket that gave birth to the FIFA Puskas Award. Manchester United were on the brink of Champions League elimination. Porto had scored 2 away goals, and the whole club was holding its breath. With everything on the line, Cristiano Ronaldo received the ball 45 yards from goal, looked up, and basically said, "Not today." Even consider it, the audacity to actually try it, and the sheer power generated from that distance.
He cue it here and let it play. When the ball comes into him here, he gets his head down. At that moment there, I'll never forget it. I tell my kids about this all the time. I was screaming here, no, 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 no. Like, pass it, like.
And when he hit it?
Then when he hit it, it was like, wow, I'll show you the faces in a minute.
That goal forced FIFA to create the very first Puskas Award. But if you think that was outrageous, Zlatan was already loading up something even crazier. During the Champions League match between Anderlecht and PSG, Zlatan had already scored twice and was supposed to be done making a point. But when the Anderlecht defense thought they had him figured out, he hit them with this.
This time trying to attack down the left-hand side. Strike from Ibrahimovic.
Frédéric Déhu pour l'état dans la surface d'affaire. Oh le but! Oh le but exceptionnel encore une fois!
Damn, no wonder even the opposing fans stood up to applaud. But compared to what Roberto Carlos did next, Zlatan was just warming up.
First 5 minutes, Real Madrid lead.
In a match between Barcelona and Real Madrid, the Barca players barely flinched when they gave away a free kick 35 yards out. Then they saw Carlos walking back and further back. And that is when they knew they had made a huge mistake.
Now Roberto Carlos will strike one from here. Oh, that is quite brilliant from Roberto Carlos. And inside the
That ball was hit with so much venom, the goalkeeper looked personally offended by it. But at least he had time to react. The next guy gave his keeper absolutely zero chance. During the Barclays Premier League era, John Arne Riise was basically walking around with a cannon strapped to his left foot. His free kicks alone earned him the nickname the Norwegian Carlos.
needs to watch his step. It's going to be Riise.
But during a match between Liverpool and Manchester United, Alan Smith stepped out of the wall to try and block one of Riise's shots. It looked brave at first, until he started to scream. The replay showed the ball violently crashing into Smith's leg, resulting in a broken leg and a dislocated ankle.
He shouted at me straight away and I sort of walked over to him. I've seen his ankle, so I've just got hold of his hand and I didn't want him to move just in case something might happen.
You know, the ones that were shocked were Van der Sar and Gary Neville. They're the ones that showed the more, and that's when we realised it was a bad one.
So straight away, he laid down and put his hand up, went to the goalkeeper.
Bro tried to stop a missile with his shin. But even a career-ending shot like that is nothing compared to what comes next. During a 2005 Under-20s World Cup match between Ukraine and Panama, the Ukrainians won a free kick close to the center circle. The Panama players looked at the distance, shrugged, and did not even bother setting up a wall. That was possibly the worst decision any football team has ever made. Alexander Aliev took his steps back, ran up, and launched something that had absolutely no right going where it went. It now makes sense why he was nicknamed the right foot Roberto Carlos. But even a shot like this still couldn't make it to our top 20, because still to come is a shot that nearly bent the crossbar, a free kick that would get you arrested for in every country on earth, and a hit that defied the laws of physics. Before we get to those, however, we have to talk about the craziness Real Madrid did to the Italian champions. On the 3rd of October 2023, Real Madrid traveled to face Napoli, a team that had won the Serie A title with 5 games to spare. It was supposed to be a battle, and for a while it was, until Valverde got the ball, looked at the goal, and decided physics was not his problem. You could swear the man has a rocket launcher strapped to his right leg. That shot nearly bent the crossbar, and the goalkeeper had the nerve to act surprised. But while Valverde used his right foot, the next guy used something out of this world. During a K-League match between Suwon Blue Wings and Ulsan, the Ulsan defenders spotted Eddie Bosnar standing over the ball and felt a little nervous. I thought they were overreacting. Then I saw this.
Now this one might surprise you. You see,
that free kick was the most powerful shot in K-League history. But hey, everybody, shh, quiet down, because at number 18, we've got a crazy shot that ruined Juventus' title celebrations. Juventus had just been crowned Serie A champions and came into this match against Inter with the champagne barely dry. But unknown to them, Raja Nangolan had already been planning to spoil the party. Before the game, he told reporters he wanted to score against Juventus. 7 minutes in, a headed pass dropped into his path, and he did this. Damn, this guy might be the biggest hater ever. But while Nangolan was running on pure hatred, the next one was running on something that looked closer to supernatural ability. With the match between Liverpool and Arsenal heading for a draw, an unlikely opportunity fell to Liverpool in the form of a free kick. With it being 32 yards away, everyone thought that scoring from that far out was impossible. But in Szoboszlai's world, impossible is non-existent.
Everyone else has taken their leave. Szoboszlai's hit! Oh yes! It is something very, very special from Dominik Szoboszlai!
The force on that shot is enough to power an entire neighborhood. But if you think that was fast, wait until you see the shot at number 16. During a Premier League match between Blackburn Rovers and Southampton, both teams had cancelled each other out and were seemingly content with a draw. But Blackburn midfielder Karim Tugay wasn't cut out for such a loser mentality. So when the ball was laid on a plate for him, he did this. The way that the goalkeeper looked confused, you could tell he knew the shot was unstoppable. But while Tugay's shot was unstoppable, the player at number 15 was probably an alien. During a match between AS Monaco and Galatasaray, Hadji was tired of his teammates sticking up the place and decided to take matters into his own legs. You genuinely have to feel for the goalkeeper. No keeper on earth saves that. Not one. But even this absolute rocket does not prepare you for what Cristiano Ronaldo does next. In a match between Real Madrid and Osasuna, Cristiano Ronaldo received the ball a long distance from the goal. With the Osasuna defenders backing off, he decided to do what Ronaldo does best.
Away from him again, and he shoots. Oh, it's got in. A second goal. A thunderbolt from Ronaldo. Real Madrid are looking unbeatable.
Just look at the reaction of his teammates on the bench. They could not believe what they had just witnessed, and neither could anyone else in that stadium. But while Ronaldo's shot dropped jaws in the present, the next one changed the entire history of Barcelona. The 1991-1992 European Cup Final. Barcelona versus Sampdoria. 90 minutes of football and not a single goal. extra time came and went. And with the entire history of the club resting on one last set piece 6 minutes from the end of extra time, Ronald Koeman stepped up, and the rest was history. Before the goalkeeper could even dive, the ball had already passed him like a flash. But while Koeman had a free kick set up for him, Victor Wanyama created his own magic out of absolutely nothing. In 2018, Tottenham traveled to take on Liverpool in a Premier League match. With Anfield being a fortress, no one really gave the North London boys any chance. But with 10 minutes left, a clearance dropped to Wanyama, and bro did not think twice.
Now with Eriksson, pushed out by Harris, it comes Wanyama! Oh, there is the ball from the blue. I was thinking, don't shoot from
For a man who barely scored goals in his career, that was one of the most outrageous strikes you will ever see from a defensive midfielder. But the shot at number 11 is about to make every shot on this list feel ordinary. If you grew up playing PES in the mid-2000s, you already know that Adriano was a cheat code. The man had a 99 shot power rating in the game, and somehow that was not even an exaggeration. On his debut for Inter against Real Madrid, he stepped up to a free kick at the edge of the box. New to the team, first big game, all eyes on him. And he hit the ball directly at the spot where Casillas was standing. But Casillas never moved because the ball had already ripped the net open before his brain could even send the signal to his legs. That is not a football shot. That is a weapon. But now that we've made it to the top 10, it's time to take things to a whole new level. I'm talking about a last-minute FA Cup rocket, a shot clocked at over 230 kilometers an hour, and a free kick that scientists have been arguing about. We will get to those eventually, but first, the Incredible Hulk switching from smashing walls to smashing balls. In a Brazilian league match between Atlético Mineiro and Santos, the Santos players knew they messed up when they conceded a free kick close to the box. And when you watch this, you'll understand why they were worried. The force with which that ball hit the frame of the goal, imagine if that was on someone's face. But the hit at number 9 won Manchester City the league. Towards the end of the 2018-2019 Premier League season, Manchester City had won 12 consecutive games to increase their chances of retaining the league title. But with 2 games of the season left, the pressure was at its highest. So when they faced Leicester City, they didn't seem like their usual selves. They struggled to create chances, and it seemed like they would drop points. But in the 70th minute, Vincent Kompany did the unthinkable.
from his captain. Company perhaps will have a shot here as a dig! And how about that? How about that? Company gets his first of the season.
But at number 8, a player almost broke the goalpost. In a 1996 Premier League match between Arsenal and Sheffield Wednesday, the Gunners came under intense attack by the Wednesday players. After a badly cleared corner kick, the ball fell kindly for David Hirst, who rifled his shot against the crossbar.
Pressure not cleared. Oh, what a let-up for Arsenal, David Hirst.
The ball was struck with so much power that you might miss it if it's not slowed down. The next one was voted the best goal of the 2006-2007 Premier League season, and once you see it, you will understand why.
With the most brilliant goal!
After a poorly cleared corner by Aston Villa, the loose ball fell into the path of Paul Scholes, who wasted no time in blasting it home.
In the second half. Headed out by McCann.
Oh! Paul Scholes!
That commentator is all of us right now. This reminds me of a last-minute rocket that won Liverpool the FA Cup. Liverpool faced West Ham in the 2006 FA Cup final and were somehow trailing 3-2 with seconds left on the clock.
Testing Raider, who lost it, and it's Ashton Harewood wants it in the middle. Oh, it's lending his support down the left. Oh, it's in!
Hearts were breaking. The dream was dying. And then Gerrard picked up the ball from 35 yards out, and the rest was history.
That's Risa, tossed it towards Morientes. And then Gerrard!
Liverpool won the resulting shootout, and the game was renamed the Gerrard Final.
It's Ferdinand, saved again by
And with that banger, we've made it to our top 5. Fasten your seatbelts and get your popcorn ready, because things are about to get explosive, starting with the fastest recorded goal in the Dutch League. In the match between PSV and ADO Den Haag, the ball was played in the path of Ibrahim Sangare, and he hit it like he was trying to send it to another continent. Damn, even the PSV coach on the sideline could not process what he had just seen. But as insane as that was, Tony Yeboah did something that makes Sangare's effort look like a casual kickabout. During a match between Leeds and Wimbledon, Tony Yeboah picked up a loose ball in the Wimbledon half, danced past the defender, and then unleashed something that still does not look real even decades later. We genuinely feel your pain, goalkeeper. We really do. But at number 3, a player fired a shot clocked at 190 kilometers per hour.
Ich muss einfach sagen, ich bin nur dankbar. Sehr, sehr dankbar.
Jetzt macht sein Tor.
Und die will selber machen. Und macht die. Robben! Ein unfassbares Tor. Robben! Robben! Robben!
Arjen Robben spent his entire career being famous for cutting inside and curling it into the far corner with his left foot. Defenders knew it was coming. They still couldn't stop it. But what most people forget is that the man also carried a grenade in that same left foot when he needed to use it. And if you think I'm exaggerating, just watch this.
A Pepe, saca el córner Kaká. Ha despejado Momoyela y golazo de Robben. ¡Qué golazo de Robben, señores, a la salida del área!
He hit the ball so true, it would pass a lie detector test. Yes, I went there. And yes, Jurgen Klopp was watching from the dugout with his jaw on the floor. But even 190 kilometers per hour is not enough for the top 2 on this list, because Jaime Mandrali hit something that engineers had to actually do the math on. In the match between Schalke 04 and 1860 Munich, Schalke won a free kick 40 meters from the goal. Everyone expected a cross. Everyone except Jaime Mandrali. He took a long run-up, connected, and released something so fast the cameraman physically could not keep up with the ball. It was later calculated that the shot was traveling at over 230 kilometers per hour. Damn, just a man, a ball, and the laws of physics being completely disrespected. But even 230 kilometers per hour is not number 1, because what Roberto Carlos did to France is still the most scientifically terrifying shot ever recorded. In a match between Brazil and France, the Brazilians got a free kick 40 yards away from the French goal. Because of the distance, the French wall stood so far back that they practically needed a passport to get there. But what happened next took everyone by surprise. The goalkeeper was completely convinced the ball was going out. Then it bent. Then it dipped. Then it was in the net. You can watch this free kick 50 times and still not fully believe what you're seeing. If Einstein were alive today, he would genuinely struggle to explain that one. And if you thought these shots were disrespectful, wait until you see what some players have been doing from corner kicks. I'm talking about playground routines. Players scoring directly from corner kicks. And Roberto Carlos himself makes an appearance. What he does from a corner flag is somehow even crazier than what you just watched. Click on the next video now.